So again another problem. Rational numbers, irrational numbers. What are rational numbers? Which can be written in the form P by Q, P by Q, and P and Q are integers. Q is not equal to 0. That's the definition. And what are irrational numbers? Which cannot be written in the form P by Q. Okay, we are having certain square roots. Square root 4 is 2 because 4 is a perfect square. Okay, 4 is a perfect square. We can write 4 as 2 square. But 3 is not a perfect square. So root 3 is root 3 itself. That is called a irrational number. And as we can see, we are having roots here, no? So it is clearly understood it is irrational. Because the roots are there. Roots है ना? Roots ये तो मालूम हो गया कि irrational. लेकिन प्रूव करना चाहिए. We have to prove that it is irrational. We have to prove. साबित करने का है. रुजू చేయాలి. Okay, ఏమని? Falana is irrational. Okay, so this problem is a variety problem because we do this in the indirect proof method. This problem is solved in indirect proof method, and that is taking the inverse of what is saying. Taking the inverse of what is saying. What is saying? Prove that it is irrational. So we are going to say that it is rational. We are going to try to prove that it is rational. So now we have to change that step, saying that suppose root 2 minus 3 root 5 is rational. Indirect proof method. The first step is indicating that we are taking the converse, we are taking the inverse of the given statement. He says root 2 minus 3 root 5 is irrational. We are taking the inverse. We are taking rational. We are taking rational. Okay. And that first step will suggest that we are trying to do something in the indirect proof method. Indirect proof method. Okay. Suppose that first step itself is controversing the given statement. The given statement says it is irrational, but we are saying it is rational. Controversy में आके बोल दे, and that is called indirect proof method. अच्छा, indirect proof method. Okay. So now because it is rational, we are supposing it is rational, we can give the definition of rational number. Root 2 minus 3 root 5 is equal P by Q are integers, Q not equal to 0. Why Q should not be equal to 0? Tell me. Why Q should not be equal to 0? If Q is equal to 0, then P by 0 becomes infinity. Becomes infinity. And infinity is not a rational number. Understood? Q 0 नहीं है ना भर के कई को बोल रहा? बुक में टेक्स्ट बुक में बोला तो तू बोल रहा, नहीं तो दिमाग से बोल रहा. दिमाग से बोलना चाहिए. Why Q should not be equal to 0? If Q is 0, then its value would be in undefined value, that is infinity. Lakh by 0 how much? Mr. Dash, listen here. Lakh by 0 how much? Infinity. 10 lakhs by 0? Infinity. 1 by 0? Infinity. Anything by 0? Infinity. सो क्यू कैन नॉट बी जीरो करके बोल रहा हूं. इफ इट हैज टू बी a rational number, q cannot be zero. So the statement is understood. Now we'll proceed. We'll proceed into the next step. Squaring on both sides. Squaring on, why? To eliminate the roots. The idea is to eliminate the roots, but it will not be eliminated. It will never be eliminated. Okay? Root 2 minus 3 root 5 whole square is equal p by q square. What is this step called? Squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides. And now you know that a minus b whole square. The left hand side is in the form a minus b whole square. So a square plus b square minus 2ab. If you don't know a minus b whole square at this junction of your life, it is very ironical. It is very, very ironical. Right from 6th class you are studying about algebra. 5th class, 6th class, 7th class, 8th, 9th. Now 10th is almost over. Done. And today also you don't know a minus b whole square means it is very ironical. मजाक मजाक बोलते उसको. आज भी तो सवेरे सवेरे तू 10th क्लास का एसएस 10th क्लास का बड़े बड़े इम्तिहान करना और आज बोल रहा कि मेरे को ए माइनस बी होल स्क्वायर नहीं मालूम. तो ये विद्या व्यवस्था कितना कितना उच्च स्थाई में चल रहा सबको मालूम हो जा रहा है. इधर एवरीवन इज अंडरस्टैंडिंग हाउ हाई लेवल योर 10th class is proceeding, how high levels the education is going forward. Something has to be done very fast. Okay, when you come to 10th you have to know all the basic formulas in the earlier classes, the basic formulas. Okay, then you should enter into 10th. But there is something called promotion. 3 सब्जेक्ट फेल हो जाओ, 4 सब्जेक्ट फेल हो जाओ, promoted into the next class. Just ढकल दो. आदमी आपको ढकल दो सामने और 10th क्लास में आके एक टीचर के पूरा टीचर के ऊपर निर्भर रहना. अपने हाथ में कुछ भी नहीं है. Nothing is there in their hands. Okay, it's very ironical. You are not like that, no? Do you know a minus b whole square? What is the formula of a minus b whole square? A square plus b square minus 2ab. That's it. Many know the formula but they can't apply it. फॉर्मूला आता, एप्लीकेशन नहीं आता. ऐसा है कि गाड़ी है, गियर डालना नहीं आता. समझ में ना? गाड़ी तो है, ब्रेका किधर है, ब्रेक कब मारना, गियरा कब डालना, कब दूसरों के ऊपर चढ़ाना, कब नहीं चढ़ाना नहीं मालूम. गाड़ी चलाना शुरू कर दी. क्या चलाना शुरू कर दिए? गाड़ी. तो एक्सीडेंट होता रब्बा रब्बा. नो, व्हाट विल हैपन? एक्सीडेंट हो गया रब्बा रब्बा. है? इज इट? Here we cannot have accidents. This is life. And life has to go in a very pleasant way. No accidents. Accidents नहीं रहना चाहिए life में. Has to be going so smooth. Life has to be proceeding so happily. Okay? So a square plus b square minus 2ab is equal p square by q square. Right? Now we'll complete this. Square root are cancel. Why? Root means 1 by 2. Root means 1 by 2. Changing the radical into exponent. Changing the square root means radical. Cube root means radical. Fourth root means radical. Changing to exponent is square root means 1 by 2, cube root means power 1 by 3, fourth root means power 1 by 4. जिंदगी भर बोलने का जरूरत नहीं ना. 100th root बोले तो 1 by 100 exponent. Okay, got it. So now square and root cancel. What is remaining? 2. 3 square is 9. Square root cancels. 9 5s are 45. Correct? 3 square is 9. Square root cancel. Then why I am not cancelling? Because there is 3 here. This is whole square for both of them. Here only single. So I cancel. Here I can't cancel. Why means this square applies to 3 also. Square applies to 3. So 3 square into 5. 9 into 5. 45. Minus 2 3s are 6. Root 2 5s are 10 is equal p square by q square. Now taking this to the other side, we have minus 6 root 10 is equal p square by q square minus 47. Okay, taking the LCM. Otherwise, if you want to eliminate this minus, a minus b becomes b minus a. If you want to eliminate this minus. So 6 root 10 is equal 47 minus p square by q square, right? A minus b becomes b minus a when we take minus common. माइनस कॉमन इधर ले लिए तो a माइनस बी क्या बन जाता? b माइनस. ये जो माइनस कॉमन लिए ये माइनस और o माइनस कैंसिल हो जाता. The minus will cancel. Understand? A minus b becomes b minus a on taking minus common. माइनस कॉमन लिए तो a माइनस बी किस में बदल जाता? और जो माइनस कॉमन लिए इधर के लेफ्ट हैंड साइड का माइनस से कैंसिल हो जाता. सो वी गेट b माइनस a. इधर माइनस गया उधर का माइनस गया. नाउ टेकिंग द एलसीएम. 6 root 10 is equal, LCM is q square. Q square into 47. 47 q square minus. Okay. Pursuing the problem. 6 root 10 is equal 47 q square minus p square by q square. Again I put down the step. Okay. Now this 6 will go to the other side. Into becomes by. So root 10 is equal 47 q square minus p square by 6 q square. p by q फॉर्म. कौन सा फॉर्म में आ गया? Therefore root 10 is rational. Root 10 is p by q फॉर्म को क्या बोलते हैं? रैशनल. p by q फॉर्म इज रैशनल. p by q फॉर्म इज रैशनल. राइट? सो root 10 is rational. Highly impossible. Why means 10 is not a perfect square. 10 is not a. So root 10 is rational is out of question. So this is impossible. What is impossible? Root 10 being rational is impossible. So this is impossible. Next, why it is impossible? Why we have done something out of the way? क्या कि हद क्रॉस करके करे अपन. बाउंड्रीज क्रॉस करके करे. क्या करे अपन? रैशनल करके बोले. इसका मतलब जब अपन गलती है कौन सही है? उनो सही है. इनडायरेक्ट प्रूफ मेथड. अपन साबित करने गए. वी ट्राई टू प्रूव इट इज रैशनल बट वी अराइव्ड एट ए टोटली wrong I mean to say wrong. Last step is totally wrong. Root 10 is rational. Total wrong result. अपना लिए सो ये सपोजिशन से अपन को क्या आ गया? टोटल रॉन्ग रिजल्ट आया. व्हाट इज दैट रॉन्ग रिजल्ट? रूट 10 इज रैशनल. क्यों आया है गलत? ये गलती क्यों आई है? सब गलती स्टेप. अपन गलती लिए अपन लिए सो गलती है. अपन क्या लिए? रैशनल करके लिए. अगर अपन लिए सो गलती है तो और एक ऑप्शन है. उन्होंने बोले सो करेक्ट है. उन्होंने बोले सो. So what is telling is right. It is irrational. This is impossible. our supposition is wrong. इसको वन बोलेंगे. Our supposition one is wrong. Then our supposition becomes wrong. The alternative is right. The alternative is rational is wrong. So irrational is right. अंते కదా. एग्जाम में तेरे को एक बिट दिया, ट्रू और फॉल्स करके पूछा, स्टेट वेदर ट्रू और फॉल्स. हाँ, और एक ऑप्शन हो सकता फॉल्स. अगर से वो गलती है, कौन सा राइट है? ट्रू इज राइट. समझ में नहीं आ रहा? दो ही ऑप्शन है, रैशनल या इरेशनल, दो ही ऑप्शन है. अगर से रैशनल गलत है तो क्या सही है? वही सही है. इज इट? देयरफॉर बोलो, √2 minus 3√5 is irrational. Proved. It is proved.